So guys, I'm a little bit late to this, but a lot of you have been asking me to kind of talk about the new HBO Max stuff because, wow, my god, is this kind of overwhelming. We've got like Green Lantern, which we still don't really know too much of yet, and to be honest, that's quite a lot of the information about the shows that have been announced in terms of DC. We have the superhero kind of high thing going on, but we'll get to that. Strange Adventures, which is another very, very interesting one. Believe it or not, as much as I'm excited about the Green Lantern side of things or inspired series, like there's a lot of information going around about what this could really be about, or like what is it that they're intending this to be. We'll get all to that. But the Strange Adventures, that is actually really what is intriguing me most of all, believe it or not. But also alongside that, we've got like Doom Patrol renewed, but we kind of knew that already, but they just reiterated that it will be coming to HBO Max, I think May, when HBO Max releases. Maybe they would have filmed it by then, and it'll be releasing alongside Doom Patrol Season 1, but don't worry, it will be on DC Universe as well. That's not the only stuff. These aren't technically new shows, but Pennyworth has also been renewed for Season 2, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But before we get into all of the details of this, guys, and I give my opinion on it all and whatnot, go ahead and like this video if you're enjoying the content on this channel, and definitely let me know your thoughts and all of your ambitions and wants with all of these series that are coming to our screens, because, wow, you know, we had the Arrowverse, we had Smallville before that, but now we're going into like this new realm of television with shows like obviously The Mandalorian with such huge budgets, and now the Green Lantern series. That's going to be insane like on TV. I just feel like the quality of superhero TV is really transcending what we had or what we still kind of have. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of the Arrowverse, but I feel like we're only going onwards and upwards, you know, with all of this stuff that is to come. Because as we know, HBO strive for very, very high quality stuff. You know, I don't really need, this should go without saying, but, you know, if you put Game of Thrones next to a show like, I don't know, Supergirl, I know they're completely different, okay, but like the quality. Now imagine the Game of Thrones kind of show, you know, budget and everything like that applied to a show like with a character such as Green Lantern or the Green Lantern Corps, Strange Adventures, mind blown. So I've got a couple of descriptions for the shows, and then I'll get to giving like what I kind of envision this to be like. So Strange Adventures. Now this one's confusing me a little bit because, and I guess all of it is because they're, as much as they're telling us this stuff is going to happen, they're kind of also holding back a lot of information on it, keeping it all under wraps. So Strange Adventures is described as a DC superhero anthology that will feature characters from across the DC canon, which, you know, oh my god, like, I'll get to it. I'm sorry, I'm getting overexcited now because I have so much thoughts with this. The 1 hour drama will explore close-ended stories about the intersecting lives of ordinary humans and superhumans. And there's also like alternative, I believe, descriptions in the press release, like an anthology series of cautionary tales set in a world where superpowers exist. So, you know, fun fact for all the Gotham fans who are watching this, John Stevens has returned. He will be serving as, I believe, a writer and a showrunner for Strange Adventures. But with regards to John Stevens and Strange Adventures, I wouldn't go as far as saying I'm apprehensive about it, but, you know, if you're a Gotham fan you went in the next level with the Gotham fandom in terms of like the behind the scenes stuff, John Stevens was a bit, you know, neither here nor there with fans in terms of the way he creatively executed certain things. So with him helming Strange Adventures, it's just going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. I'm not going to be one of those people who's be like, oh, he did this with Gotham, so this is not going to be good because he's doing it. He's a human being who can make another show and can make it good, so we'll just have to wait and see there. But I'd love to know your thoughts on that as well. Don't get me wrong, I like Green Lantern. The scope of that show, which we're about to talk about in a few minutes or in a minute or two, I don't even know, this is an off-the-cuff video, it is exciting. But this, I love the idea of shows, you know, or a superhero show set within a DC universe. Like, we truly don't know how this is actually going to happen yet. But with the way they've decided to initially explain this being this 1 hour drama, which will explore close-ended stories about the intersecting lives of ordinary humans, just like me and you, then with superheroes. So instantly I'm thinking like there might be one episode in Metropolis. You might have this character like who is walking out in the streets and Superman is there, and it's about this one human's journey in this episode with whatever villain is in the city that week with Superman and how it impacted that life, that human life, and it's told from his perspective. Do you get what I mean? It could be like that. And with anthology, obviously, I'm thinking like something like American Horror Story, except that it would be episodic. So each episode would be different, potentially with a different cast. I don't know if they would actually use the same cast for like a different characters, if you know what I mean, with each episode. So we don't really know. I mean, I know what anthology means, but who truly knows what they're actually going to do with each episode? But from the get-go, we do know that this will be exploring big superhero characters across DC canon. So I really hope that they get the scope of doing big characters. And dare I say, characters like Batman and Superman. I just got a feeling that they won't. They'll go from a different kind of roster. They still may very well do other big characters, and then how a said human's life is caught up with whatever they're running into. I think that's just such an amazing concept. No wonder this is getting made into a TV show, because, you know, offering a normie's perspective on, like, imagine if you're seeing a superhero battle go down in the world and you're just like dealing with this drama in this one episode of your family and you're trying to get them through the rubble or something like that. You guys understand what my brain is trying to bleed my thoughts to you with. I'm sure you do, because otherwise I'm just going to babble about it forever. Now, what about Adam Strange? Because this is the part that's confusing me. It's called Strange Adventures. Now, I believe there was an actual original tweet from the official HBO Max account that offered an alternative description of the series, which was obviously at odds with the description I just read out a second ago, saying how Strange Adventures was about a man of two worlds, Adam Strange, an archaeologist turned intergalactic hero when he Zeta beamed to planet Run. Now, this won't, if Adam Strange is in this show, it won't be the one from Krypton. At the same time, I don't know how he would have to be involved in every story if this surrounds everyday humans and their kind of experience with DC comic, you know, book characters, superheroes. I don't know. It's kind of confusing, but right now it's just called Strange Adventures. Apparently, Adam Strange will be in it, but ultimately that hasn't been definitively detailed. Like, in terms of, like, Adam Strange is going to be in this show, you know, the one who uses Zeta beams to travel to, like, different planets and then returns back to Earth and, you know, has a jetpack and he can fly throughout space with his spacesuit, that kind of Adam Strange. They haven't said, like, that's happening. I don't think. I did some research before this video, but apparently that is, you know, in the rumors and how he will be incorporated into the show. But let's move on to the Green Lantern series. Now, this one has got even less information in terms of it being described as in what promises to be our biggest DC show ever made. We will be going to space with a Green Lantern television series, but I can't reveal any more about that yet. And also in another kind of press release, they say the Green Lantern inspired series based on the characters from the iconic DC comics. So the point with that other one is they say Green Lantern inspired. Now, I would trust that at some point in this video, I've been showing the draft kind of posters they have for each new show they've announced. Clearly, Green Lantern, very obvious. But why Green Lantern inspired? Now, I think they're just still figuring it out. I think right now they know they're going to pour over $100 million into the budget. I think they know what they kind of want to do with it. They've got ideas, but they don't have an idea of if it's going to surround one character definitively. I don't know if they're mega sure on if it's going to actually surround a green, you know, the Green Lantern Corps. But they do say space, so it's just like interesting. Now, I just think that this show could be absolutely incredible. Personally, to me, as I already said, the most intriguing one to me out of this lineup is the Strange Adventures, just because I love that concept and the possibilities of what they can do with it. But I've already spoke about that. Green Lantern, obviously, amazing, incredible possibilities. And it does seem to a lot of people as well that, hey, what about the DCU, like Green Lantern, that's kind of got like benched off the slate a long time ago in a way, but now it seems to have been completely translated into this show. There's even more rumors going around in how this might actually, with the cinematic level of this having such a huge budget, somehow connect to all of that movie stuff still. Like, this is what I mean. Take all of that with a huge grain of salt. Only take in what we do know right now in terms of we're getting a very, very high budget. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, HBO kind of goes without saying, they want to deliver excellence with Strange Adventures and this Green Lantern inspired series. But as of right now, no showrunner. We got a producer, obviously, but no definitive stuff whatsoever. But I would love to know what you would like to see from that. Also, by the way, in terms of Green Lantern, this inspired Green Lantern series coming to our screens, this won't be out for a very, very long time. Just considering that HBO Max releases May 2020, there's no specific date other than that. I wouldn't expect this until like the fall of 2020 earliest, but 2021, like surely. I don't know. But we've got another one, which is interesting, but I'm also apprehensive about, but hey ho, I'll take what I can get, I suppose. And now with DC Superhero High is a half-hour comedy series executive produced by Elizabeth Banks, which follows a group of students experiencing the fun and drama of adolescence at a boarding school for gifted kids. These teens are just trying to navigate the pressures of high school, but none of them realize that someday they will become legendary DC superheroes. Now, this is interesting. It's live action, it's half an hour, it's a comedy. I'm open to it, but the premise of it, just, I don't know what comedy, half an hour, high school. Maybe I would have been into that several years ago, but I could still be. I'm worried about it being like a live action Riverdale, but with superheroes, superpowers. Not that Riverdale's half an hour, not that it's just purely a comedy, even though, not to throw too much shade at this point, it kind of is. Not too much to say about this other than I guess, I'm going to see what it's about. It probably won't be for me personally, but, HBO Max isn't just all about catering to one specific demographic, or audience. This is probably for the younger teenage audience, potentially, who may not even get onto the Arrowverse, or may be kind of on the Arrowverse, but would enjoy this as well. That's the kind of target audience I imagine they're looking at for that. But also in this video, guys, I wanted to mention that Pennyworth has been renewed for Season 2. I know I didn't review Season 1 like I said I would in terms of a few other episodes. I was going to do an end of series review, never got round to it, but Pennyworth is a quality TV show. Like, it is seriously better than some of the current shows that are out there right now, even if you think it's unnecessary, even if you think this or that. If you actually give it a watch, it has a quality level that is above even some of the Arrowverse shows. I'm not even joking. But the reason why I didn't review it and stuff like that is because I did my episode 1 review and stuff, but then Epix released it so weird. I think they genuinely messed up with their releasing. They released like 2 episodes at once, and then like another episode when it was meant to be the following week. And you know me, I review stuff on a weekly basis, so if you're going to release all of these episodes in different orders and then 1 or 2 at a time, it just kind of screws things up for me, and I can't review multiple episodes like that. Before I chuck that in there, and of course Doom Patrol Season 2, oh my god, very happy with that, but there's not really too much to say there. I've been dying to make some Doom Patrol content, but there isn't really much at all to say other than it's just being shared between HBO Max and DC Universe, and it will air simultaneously on both, I assume, springtime, May-ish, next year, because you'd have to think they would have gone into like, quite a bit of production by then. But yeah, that is everything in this video, guys. So for me, biggest thing I'm looking forward to is indeed Strange Adventures. Then of course it would be the Green Lantern's inspired series. But yeah, Strange Adventures, I would love to know if you agree with me. I know Green Lantern is Green Lantern and everything like that, and the budget they could go for that. I mean, just think how good The Mandalorian looks and then translate that over to a DC Green Lantern series. Wow. But obviously Strange Adventures is going to be insanely of high quality as well. But let me know if you agree with me, if you kind of like the concept more of like an anthology-esque series exploring freaking different DC superheroes and their interactions with people like me and you. It just kind of reminds me of The Boys, if you guys remember. Of course you do, The Boys. I mean, I didn't talk about it on this channel personally, but that was kind of in the perspective of like normal people interacting with granted bad superheroes, if you know what I mean. But that is kind of the like feeling I get that they're probably going to explore with Strange Adventures and what could happen differently in each and every episode with whatever superheroes they decide to bring in. But if you enjoyed this video, everyone, I'd really appreciate it if you took 2 seconds of your time to click that like button. It really does help me out on this channel. Subscribe if you are brand new, or if you've been watching a few of my videos recently. Why not subscribe if you're still watching? Other than that, check out my past couple of videos appearing on the screen around here. But that is everything, guys, so thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.